upgraded Virtual 2.0 fully loaded presentation. And I want to go ahead and kind of walk you through this, guys, so you have a step-by-step. It'll be a combination of the two. I mean, it's going to be a little bit more tutorial based, but to kind of just talk with you and explain things versus just me trying to, use it as a sales tonality and all that. I will go in and out of that for you, though, so you can kind of get a feel and kind of see how you want to do it yourself as well. But first of all, the presentation that you're going to have here that you're going to download onto your computer, this is kind of like the mothership for you, right? So this has everything as far as moving the customer from cold to sold, so to speak, right? Moving the client from start to finish. And so this is where you're going to navigate it. The first couple slides we built are kind of memorization for you, right? It's not something the client's going to see or anything like that, but it is designed to build habit because this is going to be on your desk every day, your desktop. And if you can actually really knock out these types of criteria that we kind of talk about, making sure you get involved in the very beginning of the sale, and you're going to be in a strong position at the end. Okay, so first couple slides, which I'm going to hit right here just so you can see, like I say, this is a so intro. The total slide, guys, the total presentation is it's a total of 16 slides, right? Now, a couple of them are for you, not for, really for them anyway. And also, so you know, look, some people might be able to read some of this, but for most of them, it's really not necessarily even for them to read. It's really more for you. So you read, you follow, and you make sure that you're taking the buyer through this psychological experience. That's the most important thing. This is no different than like an exercise program, right? If you consistently produce and do the same type of behavior every time, you're going to get the same type of a result consistently. So that's the idea with this. If you're sporadic and you're all over the place, and you're missing things here, you're covering this one presentation, you covered this on well, then you're not going to be as efficient, right? You're not going to be a world-class closer, a world-class seller. So this is what this is designed to do, guys. This is the type of selling process that the biggest, most successful, 5,500 companies in America are using. Similar type buying psychology like this. So we want to go ahead and dive into this. So first of all, this is, let's move my little head here. Current slide. Okay, so here we go. So first slide, this is purely for you, right? This is not even for them. It's just, you get off the phone call, you just finished with a customer. Hey, maybe you made your sale, maybe you didn't, whatever, okay? But this is something that sits with you on your computer, so you can kind of replenish your brain and get your brain prepped to be world class. Okay, so first thing, this is a simple 7-step process, guys. I mean, this is finite, right? This is very formulaic. So it's a 7-step sale process. Step 1 is an incredible handoff, right? Step 2 is warming and positioning the client. Step 3 is onboarding the client to Zoom. Step 4 is client risk assessment. And step 5 is virtual tour of the market. Step 6 is selling our solution. And step 7 is closing the client, right? Giving them a great buy now opportunity. And that's it, So it's a 7-step cycle. That's it. It's just a cycle. It's literally just a cycle. And so the better you get at performing each one of these steps and practicing and really honing your craft, you really can achieve mastery with this. So first of all, let's kind of look on here first. So step 1, right, is incredible handoff. Okay, so look, I just have some notes on here for you, which is step 1, speak very clearly, non-rushed, and speak with great confidence. Okay, so speak with warm, and oh, by the way, I'm typically a fast speaker. I get excited, right? And when I talk about sales and the buying process, I get very excited about it. And so I have to catch myself too sometimes. Is just slow it up, Chris, right? Especially when you're talking with a senior, you want to make sure that you're slow, you're clear, you're pronunciating. And so I'll do that when I'm speaking with them as well. I mean, sometimes here in this portal, so to speak, in training form, yeah, I'm going to really speak and get fast and get excited. But just know that when you're speaking with folks, again, if they're having a little bit of hard of hearing, and just slow it down a little bit. Speak firmly so they can hear, but speak very clearly, non-rushed, and speak with great confidence. Speak with warmth and kind-hearted and passionate tonality, okay? You only get one first incredible impression. I didn't say good impression. I didn't say great impression. Incredible impression, okay? People interact with people every day of their life. Most people are very mediocre when in their engagements, and just blah, 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 kind of like robots. So when somebody comes along and meets somebody that is enthusiastic, passionate, just really caring, genuinely interested in this person, oh my gosh, it's like a deer in the headlights, right? A buyer's going to be like, what is this? And all of a sudden they're like, you deserve my attention. I'm very appreciative of this, right? So it starts right off the bat. When you take a phone call for a warm transfer, you certainly don't want to do anything like, hello, this is Bob, hello, this is Dave, or, this is Sandra. Like, what? No. Or like, what can I do? What can I do for you? Like, that's terrible. Like you'll kill deals left and right that way. And so if you treat this like a fine craft, okay, and you hone your skill set and you realize that every single word that you either use or don't use has effect and meaning to creating the outcome that you want to achieve, then you'll take this very seriously. So again, step one is the incredible handoff. So when you get that warm transfer sent over to you, be ready, right? Physically, make sure your body's ready, be in a great spot, right? Have a nice quiet place where there's nobody around, or, you can focus, right? You can focus and commit yourself to this client. They deserve that, okay? And so basically, here's kind of the big opening statement, right? Nothing crazy, but just very direct, very clear, very concise, okay? So you only get one first incredible impression, kind of like this. So, you're going to hand over the phone call and you say, hi, this is Deborah over here. We have Miss Jones on the phone, and she's looking to have a talk to somebody about a medical alert, and we wanted to reach out to you guys because we know you guys are a top provider and figured you can take it from here, right? Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. Miss Jones, can you hear me okay? Great. Thank you very much. We'll take it from here, right? Boom. Okay, now you got insurance for you. Hey, Miss Jones, right? Hey, Miss Jones, my name is Catherine, or my name is Chris, right? So I'll use my name. So, hey, Miss Jones, my name is Chris. I'm the senior safety specialist with the #1 medical alert provider in your market. I care so much about the people I get to help, and I'm very much looking forward to give you important medical alert information on this call that will directly benefit you. So that's how you do it. Okay, it's nothing crazy, but you see how your tonality is, you're passing it all through into the phone, right? So basically, let's do it again. So versus, hello, this is Chris, can I help you? Like, whoa, no. First of all, hey, Mrs. Jones, hey, and use their name, right? So you get their name, if you get it. Hey, Mrs. Jones, this is Chris. How are you doing today? Look, I'm the senior safety specialist with the #1 medical alert provider in your market. Listen, I care so much about the people I get to help, and I very much look forward to giving you important medical alert information on this call that will directly benefit you, okay? So how are you doing today, right? Boom, in the little segue. So how are you doing today, right? And so that integral kind of setup there is very important. Number one, what does it do? So, first of all, you're clear spoken. You said your name. They know who you are. They know that you're for seniors, you're a senior safety specialist. So you have expertise and credibility with the #1 medical alert provider, right? So all of a sudden we're taking credibility, because remember, they had hundreds of different options that they could have been handed off to. They were handed off to you, right? So we're the market leader for them. We're the market leader. So you have that expertise. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on kind of in a sentence like that. So you'll never say perfect or exact, but just something similar like this, okay? I'm trying to give you the best examples I can possibly give you, things that work for me, right? So, hey, Mrs. Jones, this is Chris. How are you doing today? Oh, I'm doing well. Great. Wait, well, listen, I am the senior safety specialist and I'm not saying A, I'm saying the, right? I am the senior safety specialist, right? What does that mean? That just makes it even more important. I'm more important than if I say I'm just a safety specialist. No, I'm the safety specialist with the #1 medical alert provider in your market. I care so much about the people I get to help, and I very much look forward to giving you important medical alert information on this call that will directly benefit you, okay? How are you doing today, right? Boom. All of a sudden you caught this person and like, wow. And now they just, okay, yeah, this is a very nice professional human being, speaks well, is engaging with me very well, and yeah, you have my attention, right? So that's perfect. So that's kind of your big opener, something like that, right there, something along those lines. And so, and by the way, when we hand off, I notice I'm not saying floor grip right off the bat, right? We kind of save that as like a surprise at the end, kind of, floor grip, right? If somebody asks, well, who are you guys? Who are you? Well, we're floor grip. Go right into it. We're floor grip. with our program is Guardian Angel, right? Our medical alert program is Guardian Angel. So we're Floor Grip Safety Company. Our medical alert program is Guardian Angel. Okay, so have that verbiage available if you need it, right? But it's nice to kind of save it at the back end if you do the process right? And so you can kind of reveal, and sometimes it's fun to be able to reveal things. And then the other thing too is, so Floor Grip, like I said, we named the company Floor Grip because prevention is the most important thing when it comes to slip and falls. Prevention, prevention, prevention. You'll always hear me say that. And it is. If you can save somebody from having the accident and you don't ever have detectors going off because there was a fall, awesome. That's the goal, right? We hope our guardian angels never have to work, and so that's the goal. So prevention is everything. And so that's why we named the company Floor Grip. But again, they're coming off of a warm transfer for medical alert. And so there's no reason to add any confusion in your opening statement. There's no reason to say, hi, right off the back, I'm Floor Grip and just kind of leave it there, right? No, you don't even need to go into that. You're gonna smoothly build this in. Like there's a really, really, really smart, powerful way to do this. And so again, if they do ask, well, who are you with? Well, yes, our company is Floor Grip. We're a slip and fall safety company, and our medical alert program is Guardian Angel. Boom, write that down, guys. But again, look at the opening statement. Hi, Mrs. Jones. Hi, Mrs. Jones. My name is Chris. I am the senior safety specialist with the number one medical alert provider, in your market. Okay, so it's general enough. The number one medical alert provider. It is exactly what they're looking for, and we're cutting to the chase. You're working with the best right here. So that's how powerful that sentence is. That's why it's there. So, hi, Mrs. Jones, this is Chris. So, hey, Mrs. Jones, this is Chris. I am the senior safety specialist with the number one medical alert provider in your market. I care so much about the people I get to help, and I'm very much look forward to giving you important medical alert information on this call that will directly benefit you. Okay? How are you doing today? Boom. Now you're kind of getting that conversation. Oh, I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Whatever. Okay, great. Now, step 2. Warming and positioning. So you did an incredible handoff. That is an incredible handoff. It's nothing unattainable, guys. It's again, having a clear message, having confidence, being warm, getting it to pass through the phone. That's huge. Okay. In that one felt swoop, they know that you are the senior safety specialist. You're the expert with the number one medical alert program, and you're going to give them incredibly valuable information today that directly benefits them. That's it, guys. That's called cutting to the chase. Now they're willing to listen to us because it's about benefiting them. Awesome. Moving on. All right. Step number 2. As you can see, we can just dissect any one of these paragraphs for thousands of years, and it's fun and it's exciting. And when you love the craft, you will, for sure. But again, you have your own capabilities as well and your own ways of doing things. But just want to give you a true blueprint, okay, that you can build upon. Okay. Hopefully, do it better. So anyway, step 2 is warming and positioning. So these key ingredients are so important to inject into your conversation within the first 5 minutes. I can't emphasize this enough. If you don't get these into the very, very, very beginning, right? I'm talking within the first few minutes, then you are really shooting yourself in the foot because it affects the entire conversation going forward. It's like in golf, in the sport of golf. If you hit the golf ball in a certain way, it's going to go this way. If you have a slight incremental shift where you're hitting it, it's going to literally make a drastic change, 300 yards, 200 yards down the field, down the, see, I don't even play golf, down the course. And so it just drastically makes a shift. Well, that's what we're doing right here. We're drastically making a shift into our favor. Okay. So we're really modifying language patterns to put the shift in our favor. So, we always talk about cooking. You hear me talk about all the time, cooking up, a buyer, right? Gumbo, cooking up gumbo. No matter how you do it, there's certain things that you just have to do, right? To make a great gumbo. Same thing with a certain, any type of recipe, right? So there's certain things that need to be done, and you can't mess around with that, right? So that's why we don't just pick up the phone and say, all right, here's what we got. This is what we're selling. What are you willing to pay? Like, no, that's terrible. Right? So you want to really give people great buying experiences. And so this is very important to structurally set you up to be in a position that you can really, really close this thing. So first of all, so number two. So these key ingredients, very, very important, very important. Inject them. You don't have to put them in the same order. You can try, as you get used to this, but, or keep a little sheet next to you just so you can kind of have a little look, say, oh, and by the way, and make sure you're getting it in there, because I'm telling you guys, you don't want to go past step 2 without making sure these 4 items were covered. Okay. And so what are the 4 items? Well, number 1 is your why. Okay. Or A, your why. B is your expertise. C is disarm them. And D is the anticipation. Okay. Anticipation. So let's look at this. So number 1, your why. So Ms. Jones, you will surely feel my sincere passion come through the phone today. As I've had my own family member, and / friend, relative, so every one of us has a story. Slips and falls are so prevalent. Every one of us has a story. And if it's not immediate family, it's a distant family, or it's a friend of the family, right? Or you know of somebody that had a fall and slip, but you probably have someone personally that you know, and it personally affected you. And so for me, like I said, that's my why. Anytime I get into a consultation for safety and needs, I always bring up my why and why I'm so passionate about it. And that really, really helps tap into the heart and the emotional side of the client, of the buyer, right? And I'm connecting on a whole new, deeper level than regular people would, right? Because I'm tapping into the heartstrings. And I'm humanizing, right? So that's very important. You really can't skip this, guys. So your why, first couple sentences after you do your little warming, your little opening statements, and she's talking, little things. Oh, great. Well, Miss Jones, I just want to point out a couple things for you, okay, before we get started. First of all, again, you will surely feel my sincere passion come through the phone today, as I've had my own family, my own nana, my own grandmother, right, suffer a devastating slip and fall, multiple ones in her home. And I've seen what happens with that. And so, you're going to just see me, I'll talk to you like I'll talk to my nana. I'll talk to you like I talk to my, my grandma. And you're going to realize that today. And you're going to see I'm just very, very passionate about this. But this way, at least you know why I care so much. And so for me, it's my personal mission, to help make each and every senior a little bit safer, at home. That is my goal. And so today, hopefully I can help make you a little bit safer and help give you some really good information and guide you in the right direction as well. Okay, guys, so take notes too from things that I'm speaking about separate from what's in here, okay? Because you can't just pour everything into a presentation, right? And you can't do 40 hours of training for you either. So it's like, take some good things that you think that make sound really good and then incorporate it, okay? But that's your why. So whatever your why is, why are you passionate? What makes you beyond a salesperson or just somebody trying to push a product, right? If you're truly vested in trying to help people, you can really sell anything. I mean, if you care. But again, you got to be coming from that place. Like I said, so for me, what's helped me so well to really convey value and safety to people is the fact that I've seen my grandmother, the results of slip and falls in the home. And like I say, if we had something like this available, this program, that would have never happened. What happened? Okay, so but basically, so you did that. You covered your why. Now your expertise, right? So so your expertise. It says, I'm an expert in home slip and fall safety, and any questions you have, please ask. I have helped so many seniors make their homes safer, and I want to do the same for you, right? So right after you do your why and you just explain, and so I'm really passionate about what I do. You'll notice that today because, my grandmother had a slip and fall and just really affected me. And so I just really give everything I can today. Also too, right when you say it's my mission to help every senior make them a little bit safer, for me, which is again, another true story. My kids always ask me at the end of the day, Daddy, did you help somebody today? Did you help make their bathrooms a little bit safer? Did you make their home a little bit safer? Like, oh my gosh, right? That's what they'll ask. And so I'll share that. I share that with my client. I'll say, and at the end of the day, my little ones will ask me, Daddy, did you help make some senior's house a little bit safer today? So yes or no, right? And so I'll use that in the close if I have to. I'll go, Ms. Jones, you can't let me go home tonight and tell the kids, I didn't help anybody when they asked. We need to work this out together. Help me. So things like that. You can always have fun with people and keep it light. Give people great experience. Okay. So your expertise, and just so you know, Ms. Jones, I am an expert in home slip and fall safety. And any questions you have, please ask today. Okay. I've helped so many seniors make their homes safer, and I want to do the same exact for you today. Okay. Great, right? Get a little time. Okay. Oh, no, that I appreciate that so much, right? Now, so you gain your why. So now they're willing to listen to somebody who has a heart and cares and has a real genuine reason. Number two, you're an expert, right? I've helped hundreds. Me personally, I've helped thousands of seniors over the years for slip and fall products. And so this is I can say that, for you, you could just say you've helped plenty of seniors, and again, you've had your own other backgrounds that you've done as well. So, and if you've done with lots of seniors and stuff, great. Well, you can carry that into this, but, getting Ms. Jones, I've helped tons and tons of seniors with slip and fall safety, and any questions you have, please look at this. Look at them. Please please ask, right? Please feel free to ask. I really have valuable information I can help you with. Okay. Again, you felt it. You felt it when I said that, and that's what you need to convey to them. All right, your why, your expertise. Number four is disarm. You always want to disarm your buyer, right? And by disarm, it literally means, look, in the very beginning, think of buyers and clients as like a cold stick of butter, right? They don't know you, right? And they kind of stay a little clammy and tight. But as you start warming them up and they start, hearing you and realizing you're a friendly person, that you're a good person, and that you have family, and it's your dad, you got kids, all this kind of stuff, and you bring that into the reality, you have to put these things in the ether, right? Otherwise, it doesn't matter. So, but you bring that into the ether, right? And so, and by the way, like for me, like in my opening, why? Like I said, when I bring in about how at the end of the day, my kids will then ask me, Dad, did you help somebody today? Well, all of a sudden, naturally, I'm able to bring in the fact that I'm a dad. I'm a dad with two kids, right? Two boys. And so, and it's like, you're not forcing that in there, but it just dovetails perfectly, right? And so boom, all of a sudden, oh, she's not just talking with this person on the phone from 100, 200 miles away or whatever. No, this is, Austin's dad and Alex's dad, right? Okay, cool. Awesome. So you just really ways to melt people's butter. Okay. And so we're going to melt butter. That's what we do. We melt butter. We melt cold sticks of butter. And then we cook a beautiful, beautiful meal with it. So gumbo, whatever your preference is. Disarming though is extremely important. So what you do is you want to take pressure off. So again, the earlier you can get pressure off in the consultation, the better. People always think, oh, somebody's going to hard sell me or close me. We can get rid of that very easily. That's what you want to do. So first of all, you can see here, disarm. It says our process is very simple. It's very simple. This next 30, 60 minutes can protect your life. I will conduct a risk assessment, show you a tour of the market so you can see all the slip and fall options, costs, and solutions. I'll be able to give you pricing down to the penny today. So if and when you do decide to make your home safer, whether it's in 12 months, 6 months, or today, you will know exactly what solution is best for your needs and how to budget for it. Does that sound great? Of course it sounds great, right? So, and I'll tell you why. But listen, so basically this is how I would say it, right? So for disarming, right? So, and Ms. Jones, I just want to point this out for you as well. Our process is very, very simple. In this next 30 to 60 minutes, we're going to give you information that really can protect your life. I will conduct a risk assessment. I will show you a tour of the market so you can see all the slip and fall options, the costs, and the solutions. I'll be able to give you pricing down to the penny today. So if and when you do decide to make your home safer, whether it's in 12 months, 6 months, or today, you will know exactly what solution is best for your needs and how to budget for it. Doesn't that sound great, Ms. Jones? Sounds great, right? So they're going to say that. Sounds great, great. And so in that disarmament, you're doing so many things like instantly, and it only takes 20 seconds to do that. That's why it's so powerful. So you're letting them know, first of all, that well, you're prepping a little bit of a time rise. Look, in the next 30 to 60 minutes, I'm going to give you information that can very much protect your life. That's worth listening for 30 to 60 minutes. So you just bought yourself some time by having a powerful statement right after, by the way, I need 30 to 60 minutes of your time, right? So a process is very simple. Seniors love simple, right? Process is very simple. This next 30 to 60 minutes, I'm going to have information that can protect your life. So basically, boom, you're okay, fair enough. And I'm going to conduct a risk assessment, show you a tour. So now you know exactly what you're doing. So you're not wasting anybody's time. People don't want you to just think you're, laissez-faire. Well, oh, yeah. No, we're going to go through this, give you this, and be on our way, right? Boom, that's what they want to hear. So, a risk assessment, show you a tour of the market so you can see all the slip and fall options. So what are we doing? All of a sudden, we're not saying just our product. We're literally saying we're going to show you all the options that are available on the market. all the costs and the solutions. You decide. Great. So we just took the pressure off. So it's not just us. It's whatever works for us. Okay. Whatever works for them. I'll be able to give you pricing down to the penny today. So that's exciting. That people always want to know, what's it going to cost, right? What's it going to cost? We're going to give you that information. We're going to get your price down to the penny. And then here is powerful because it says, make your home safer, when you decide to make your home safer, whether it's in 12 months, 6 months, or today. So what you're doing there is you're saying, hey, 12 months, 6 months, again, no pressure, whenever you want to do this. But you're also on the opposite end saying, or today, right? You're empowering them to be able to make a purchase today. So on a psychological level, it's very powerful, but you're giving them an out and you're giving them an in. And that works more for you in your favor, believe me. So that's good. Versus you just saying, so depending on what kind of purchase decisions you're going to make today, right now, Mr. Jones, you know, like all of a sudden they're going to start to clam up, right? So there's no reason to do that. So you want to really, really earn and gain trust, and this is how you do it. And so you give buyers really great choices, okay? You give buyers freedom. And so basically it says you'll know exactly what solution is best for your needs and how to budget for it. Does that sound great, right? Again, tie down little questions like that just to get that feedback. Does that sound great? Boom, you're moving right along, okay? It's very systematic, guys, in a way. And then anticipation. So you also want to dangle the excitement, that keeps, sprinkle a little bit of the, gets their eyes open, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. But basically, we always have different types of promotions and stuff that we make available. And so you want to make sure you bring that up to them. You want to have anticipation is what gets people excited and looking forward to something. And if they have something to look forward to, they'll actually hang on longer through a process or a presentation to get to that excitement that they're looking for, right? And what do they want? They want price, or they want discounts. Because remember, in sales, people don't buy price, they buy the deal. People don't buy price, they buy the deal. That is so huge, guys, so huge. And that's going to be in closing when we go over closing, as far as how to get that person to take action. It's one thing to deliver a price. Anybody can do that. It's another thing to intelligently create momentum in that close and be able to move them through and building urgency, right? Building a excitement, building a fear of loss and things of that nature. And all of a sudden, somebody says, well, I'm just going to think about it. Let me tell you something. In 10 minutes later, I'll go on, okay, well, should I get the checkbook or do I do debit card? What works best, right? And that's being able to get past those first no's, those first 4, 5, 6, 7 no's. Closing, the beautiful thing with closing is it's never about being hard and friction with the customer. It's always about working with them. It's a circle. It's like, hey, if they have an objection, not willing to do it, okay, great. Let's align with them. I'm with you, Mrs. Jones, 100%. Then it's about, let's look at it from a different way, right? Let's look at a new way, and then let's ask again, right? So I'm with you on that, Ms. Jones, or you could take the pressure off and I see I'm going to the closing right now, but we'll get into that stuff. We'll get into the closing as well for you, but I want to stay on topic here. So inside of the presentation, like I said, this page is for you. This sits on your PowerPoint. Again, it's not, you're not showing this to the clients. It's just to help every day when you're doing your presentations. You look at this and you get sharp with this, because if you take this seriously, you will be a serious seller. Okay, and you'll make serious revenue and income for your family. Okay, and literally you'll be saving people's lives. So get on your game, okay? So look at this. So anticipation. By the way, Ms. Jones, did our call team get to go over any of the amazing promotions we have going on right now? No? Okay, no problem. Well, listen, I'm going to make sure to cover that with you here in just a minute, okay? That's a big deal, right? So again, that's the words inside it. So how do you do it, right? Again, you're finishing up, you're going through your stuff, and by the way, right before you get going into the consultation and doing your onboarding and stuff with Zoom and stuff, basically, and by the way, Ms. Jones, let me ask you, did our call team go over any of the promotions that we're running right now, our special promotions? No? Okay. Well, listen, I am going to make sure we get that information to you as well in just a minute, okay? Again, just a minute on the other side, right? That is huge, guys. Now, all of a sudden, you're piquing somebody's interest, right? Now they're thinking, oh my gosh, well, discounts, promotions, savings, like that's what creates people to buy now, guys. And that's a real legitimate thing, right? If we want to offer something to get people to buy now, we reward good buyer behavior. So if they're willing to work in our buying time frames, then we're willing to help those people save more money. I mean, that's just a matter of how it is, right? And so tomorrow means never, okay? That's something you need to put on your wall when you're doing these. Look on the wall. Tomorrow means never, okay? If you can remember that and you can understand that, you can even correlate that to your clients. If they're holding off, right? It's tomorrow means never. If I don't have the ability to get you to say, you know what, if all this stuff you told me about today, with all the fear of your falls and slips and accidents, and you're not going to do that today, you're not willing to do that today, then you're probably never going to do that. But statistically, something's going to happen in that house. Now who's responsible? It's probably me, because somewhere along the line today, I failed to communicate how important this was. So that's powerful, guys. You can write that down too. So things like that are powerful. All right, so we got that. So you got your anticipation, and it's like, great. Well, let's get started. So and then here's your transition. Great, let's get started. I'm sending you Ms. Jones, I'm sending you a quick text message to your phone right now with an easy link for you to click on. This way we can see each other, okay? So what's your cell phone number, Ms. Jones? And then boom, now you're transitioning into onboarding. You have a friend, she trusts you, she knows your why, she knows you're an expert, you've disarmed her, no pressure, and you've created some really juicy anticipation about possible promotions and savings, right? So let's kind of run through it real quick, just so you can kind of see kind of, the process. And but basically, so again, speak very clearly, non-rushed, and speak with great confidence. And you can gradually work your tempo up. Again, if the customer speaks very well, they can hear very well, great. But I always say start with the base. Assume what's going to be the way to speak to where 90% plus can understand you, or 95 fully. Slow, loud, clear, right? So, the handoff, you did the handoff. Thank you. I can take it from here. Appreciate it so much. Hey, Mrs. Jones. Hey, my name is Chris. Hey, I am the senior safety specialist with the #1 medical alert provider in your market. I care so much about the people I get to help, and I very much look forward to giving you important medical alert information on this call that is directly going to benefit you, okay? How are you doing today? Boom, right? Say that, how are you doing today, for right after that sentence, right? Boom. How are you doing today? Okay. And now the key ingredients. Now she's going to talk and say, oh, I'm doing okay. Oh, I'm doing not so great, or whatever. Weather's bad. And okay. Great. Well, you just may have a few little warning statements in there, guys. You're getting some rapport in there. Oh, okay. Anybody there with you, or you just by yourself, or whatever, whatever the conversation flows to. Great. Just some little small talk, some little, okay, I feel very comfortable with this person, right? But then as soon as you see the opening and you realize, all right, let's get down to work here. Let's get moving. I don't want to waste 20 minutes just talking about nothing, to be honest with you, on the front end. Let's save that for the back end so you can save that time to be able to, if you bring them through the whole process, now you've saved that time to be able to have it in the close, okay? But again, intelligent warming, great questioning, melting the butter, all that. So, but this all, 10, 15 minutes, whatever, but here you go. Listen, so you did your opening statement, you just heard how I did in there, and then you're rolling right into your why. So Ms. Jones, you're certainly going to feel my passion today come through the phone. And by the way, like you can see, sometimes I'll say it, and it's going to be a little bit of a different verbiage, and that's okay. So whatever flows naturally, whatever feels good in the moment in that conversation, but you want to kind of stay inside of that structure, okay? So Mrs. Jones, I just want you to know this, you are certainly probably going to feel my passion today come through this phone. And I just want you to know why and kind of why I do what I do. And I got involved a couple years back, because my own grandmother, my Nana, I'll personalize it. I'll put a name, rather than just a grandma. My Nana, she had a slip and fall, devastating slip and fall, a few of them in her home, and so that's really, really affected me. And so now it's my mission, it's my personal mission to help as many seniors as I possibly can, help make them a little bit safer, and that includes you today. Okay, Mr. Jones, can you appreciate that? Right. Yes. Okay, great. So again, right there. Now I'm rolling right into this. And by the way, so expertise, right? So and by the way, and just so you know, I am an expert in home slip and fall safety. And any questions you have today, please ask. I have helped so many seniors, hundreds and hundreds of seniors, make their homes safer. And I want to do the exact same for you today. Okay? Fair enough, right? Boom. Great. Okay, Chris. And then the other thing I want to point out too as well, just why I'm thinking about it, Ms. Jones, is First of all, our process, let me be very clear with you. Our process is very, very simple. All of our folks absolutely love it. And so you could throw something out like all of our, again, social conformity, guys. All of our folks absolutely love this. Basically what it is, Ms. Jones, this next 30 to 60 minutes I'm going to give you information that can very well protect your life. I'm going to conduct a risk assessment, show you a tour of the market so you can see all the slip and fall options, the costs and the solutions. I will be able to give you pricing down to the penny today. So if and when you do decide to make your home safer, whether it is in 12 months, 6 months, or today, you will know exactly what solution is best for your needs and how to budget for it. Does that sound great or what? Sounds great, Chris. Yes, it does, guys. Oh, and let me ask you, Michelle, one more thing before we get going here, right? One more thing before we get going, right? We're on a little train track here, right? So one more thing before we get going. By the way, did our call team get to mention to you anything at all about some of the promotions, our big specials that we have going on right now for our medical alert program? Did they go over any of that for you, or have time to go over any of that for you? Oh no, they didn't mention any of it. Okay, or you know, yeah, they didn't. They probably didn't. But you know, if they hear something and say, well, maybe I thought, well, okay, well, regardless, whatever they say, ultimately is, well, listen, I'm going to cover all of that for you. That's exciting. That's exciting that I get to share that with you, Ms. Jones. I'm going to cover that for you just a bit over here, okay? Just a minute, and help me remember that as well, which I know you will, because anything with promotions and savings is a big deal, right? So it's exciting. So we'll cover that for you too. Great. So let's get started. All right. Let's get started and jump on in here. You know. And by the way, in this report, so after you said that very first statement of step one, you said I'm Ms. Jones. I'm senior safety specialist with the #1 medical alert provider in your market. I care so much about the people I get to help, and I very much look forward to giving you important medical alert information on this call that will directly benefit you. Okay, cool. And that's when you said, how are you doing? Right now, in that conversation, though, you probably had came up with in a few minutes right there, just kind of, you know, what they got going on there. Yeah, you know, I've been having some slips and falls, or you know, it's oh, okay, so that kind of information, right? So at least you got a little bit of an intel right there, but that's not where we're getting our intel, guys. That's not where we're going to be able to, how we're going to really serve their needs. So that's going to come. That comes next, right after the onboarding. So anyway, this is how you handle the step one and step two, right? An incredible handoff, great communication skills, great enthusiasm, great passion, and a great heart. And clear. Have your message clear. Don't waste people's time. Step number two, right? Warming and positioning, right? I just showed you how we warm and how we position, right? And so these four integral components, your why, your expertise, disarming them, and anticipation. Figure a way to get that into your conversation before you proceed to onboard them, okay? Make that your goal. And we would have had one more in there, but we're actually getting it right in the front of the statement, you know, where we're saying we are for credibility and authority. We're saying we are the #1 medical alert provider in your market, right? So we're taking care of that right up front. That's in that power statement. So that leaves us with 4 key critical ingredients that we want to make sure we get put into the ether, into this conversation before we hop onto the onboard, okay? And that's why this page is here for you. You can go ahead and go through it. Watch this video, and this is really going to help start to marinate inside of your own mind, and you're going to be able to incorporate it into a very smooth flow process for yourself, and you'll sound extremely professional, and you'll get some incredible results with this. So again, easy transition when you come onto that, right? You just went over the Ms. Jones. I'm going to go over all those promotions for you. Fantastic. That's exciting that I'm the one that gets to share that with you, right? So let's get started right now. What I'm doing, Ms. Jones, is I'm about to send you a text message on your phone right now with a very easy link that you're going to just click, and then you're going to see my ugly mug, or my pretty face, whatever you want, however you're feeling that day. And this way we can see each other, Ms. Jones. This is something all of our seniors absolutely love, and we want to give you that exact same experience, right? Boom. All right, now you're going into Zoom mode, okay? So here we go, right? So you're going to onboard the client onto the FloorGrip Zoom virtual consultation platform. So everybody accesses through our business portal, and we've paid to have a higher quality, higher resolution, all that kind of stuff. And so, and also for quality control and everything. So it's all virtual consultations with FloorGrip come through the Zoom Floor Grip account, and you'll get your own personal account for yourself to be able to go on and host all of your virtual consultations. Okay, and so yes, so very important. And so we'll have that on there, and then let's see, got that. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward here. So you're going to onboard. You're walking them through. You're going to see inside the training packs, right, our step-by-step process on how to get people onto the smartphone. You should very well be versed, though. Don't wait to try this. You need to go and try it with your family members. Try it with somebody who's got a Samsung phone, somebody who's got the Apple phones. Make sure there's some different media platforms that you can try it. An iPad, and then make sure step by step, because you need to be able to do it with your eyes closed, and you can say, okay, Ms. Jones, I know, exactly what she's seeing. She's on the phone. I'm not sure what I'm clicking. All right, Ms. Jones, let me tell you exactly what is on your screen right now, right? Look here, it says download here. Don't do that. Click that blue link right there. Click it, right, boom. If you can take that kind of control, my goodness, you're getting people onto your virtual consultation at a high rate. Listen, closing is important. Nothing more important than closing other than opening, right? You have to be able to open and get them onto the virtual platform, because this is where the experience comes through. And this is where they can see you, you can see them, and that high level of trust and face-to-face and connection can be made. A lot more than if you're just on a telephone, guys. So this is very powerful. This is important for seniors to feel comfortable. If they're going to make a big purchase and you're expecting them to make a big purchase, you need to make it easier for them, right? You need to make it to where they can see you. They can see through the screen. They can believe in you. They can look through your eyes. They can see your good soul, right? And that's why you need to get them on the Zoom. And it's your responsibility to be able to make sure you know exactly how to do it and help them. Don't make it a difficult process because you didn't prepare, right? You need to be able to say, Ms. Jones, here's what you got. What kind of phone to get? A stupid phone, right? Good. That's probably your answer, right? But, you're just going to have to figure it out, right? You should know that. Is it Samsung? Is it you'll be able to know by what do you see on the screen? What's the one thing you're seeing right now? Okay, and then that'll dictate. So you'll have your flow charts. Look at those, and you'll know how to respond. So get those people on the onboard, guys. And now you are positioned for a wonderful, wonderful presentation. So the goal here is how many warm transfers do you take, right? So you have to break this down into steps. Of all the warm transfers you took, this week, how many were you able to get right onto this point and get them virtually set up, right? How many did you take through phase 1 and phase 2 right there, right? And then get them onto Zoom, right? That's number 1, right? Were you successful and were they happy with you? Put it this way, were they happy with you all the way through to where you said, great, let's get started on that first page after you did talked about promotions and disarming and all that? That's a big step. So you can monitor your success there, right? Are you doing a good job there? So break it down in steps. Are you doing a good job there? Wow, yeah, I had literally 95% of nobody hung up on me. Everybody stayed, listened to me. They were very friendly. Apparently my words and method was very workable, right? Awesome. And then on Zoom, well, did you get 10 out of 10 or 20 out of 20, or did you get 15 out of 20 on or were you unable to do that, right? So that's you have to be able to optimize each one of these as much as you can. Like if they can't get on the phone, if they don't have a smartphone, well then by golly, walk them over to their computer, see if they can get on that computer, and then like I said, if they can't, in that case, well, then you do a phone sale, right? Do a phone consultation if you need to. Or if it's or if it's a senior and you want to reschedule your appointment and you want to kind of hold this off and say, well, let me ask you, do you have a son or daughter that is familiar with your computer? Do they know how to use it? Or do they live by? Oh, yeah, my son Michael. Okay. And then you can go into this mode to save this lead versus just firing off your one shot. You only get one shot when you give the pitch. After that, it's pretty much over with. Either they're interested or they're not, right? And so then you can say, well, you can reset it for yourself. And, if you're good with follow-up and all that, and you have a CRM and all that, and say, well, listen, why don't we do this? Let's go ahead and reschedule for Saturday. When are you going to see your son, Ms. Jones? I'm going to see him on Saturday. Okay, well, let's do this. You want to give him a call right now? I'll hold on. Ask him, tell him you were talking with one of the medical alert safety specialist companies, and they'd like to do a consultation with both you and him. And we'd like to do it on Saturday. Ask him what works. Does 12 o'clock work or between 12 or 2? What works for him, right? So try and get it there. If she can't get him on the phone, okay, that's a check down, right? And so it's like, okay, well, I'll give you a call on Friday and we'll try and see if we can set it. We want to try and set it if you can right there. right? But again, if she's able to get on the phone and do this and do it on a computer or whatever, great, that's it. And most of them will. Most of them do have a smartphone. Even though they'll call them a stupid phone. So they have the smartphone, and you just need to be able to know how to walk them through this. So onboarding, guys, open the sale. Take as much pride in opening the sale as you do in closing the sale. Boom. Now you are on. You are literally in the driver's seat now. If you're in this spot right now, you've got a nice customer, nice client. You've got some friendship going. There's needs, right? There are concerns, slip and falls. You just onboarded them onto a virtual Zoom consultation, and now you get to deliver this presentation. Holy smokes, right? Let's go and have some fun and help some people. Okay, cool. So you're on here. And then this is an actual risk assessment. This is the client risk assessment. And this is very, very important. Now, this is not for them to read. They're not going to be able to read that probably on their phone, and that's okay. It's for you, okay? This is for you to be able to know and not mess things up. You want to be able to, if you can follow guys, I've run thousands of repetitions for high-ticket projects, for sure. And what I can tell you is the more I've done this, the more I realize I just want to follow process. I mean, I'll interject my personality and play with it and stuff, but I also don't skip. It's like great athletes. They do not skip certain things. They get up in the morning, they do their exercise, right? They do their stretches. They do all that stuff. Well, each one of these main integral structural points are something you need to do. Again, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7. Boom. Okay. Don't be lazy. You can't skip these things. Otherwise, it's not going to work for you, right? So here we are. Now we're into the client risk assessment. Okay, they're going to listen to you now. Now you've got some really good, you're in a great spot with this person. And so you kind of could see what we've done to get to this spot. Now we're here, right? And you've already helped them, by the way, because when they get onto the Zoom, you can play with and be like, they're looking like, oh, I can see you. Oh my goodness, right? Like, yes, it's exciting. You can joke with them. Ms. Jones, you are trending. You are a tech savvy, you're leading the way, put it that way. Congratulations, right? Now you can tell all your family and friends, right? And if they're in a great mood, it's exciting, it's cool. If you make it fun, don't make it frustrating. If they're a little relaxed, we're having fun. And then when they're on, they're like, oh my gosh, now you can do this with all your family, Miss Jones, right? So now they're a little bit indebted to you because you helped them. You really help them get past the fear, right? And so that's perfect. Here we go. Now, this is the client risk assessment. This is here because this is going to give you so much information for you to be able to personalize and custom craft your messaging along the process, this buying process, that is pertinent to your client, okay? If you don't ask these questions and you don't know the answers, you're not going to be able to make your PowerPoint or your presentation personalized. And there's 1,000% difference between general and personalized, okay? And emphasizing things that matter to your client, okay? Versus just any client, okay? So first of all, first question, just a straight shot across the bow. Garen, Ms. Jones, let me ask you a few questions. This is a client risk assessment that we like to go do for you to see what kind of risk and what you got going on. And so I'll just kind of go right through it, Ms. Jones. Just kind of answer it to me honestly as you can, okay? Let me ask you this question. Are you over 65? Did you make it over 65, right? Oh, yes, I made it over 65. Well, okay, great. And how long have you lived at your home? 40 years. Okay, so 40 years, right? Is it fair to say it's your intention to live out the remainder of your golden years right where you are in the peace and comfort of your own home? Oh, I bet without a doubt, this is where I'm staying. I want to stay here. I'm not going anywhere. I've been here for 40 years. Okay, awesome. And on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, when it's time I'll go, or number 10, they're going to have to drag me out of this house by my feet with me clawing into the rugs. What would you say? You're a 10? You're a 10? That's what they're going to have to do? Yes, Cards, I'm a 10. Awesome. So what are we doing here, guys? I mean, we're getting information like you get that from an information. What does that tell you? They don't want to go nowhere, right? And so when you start talking about things like home health or assisted living, then they're not going to want to do assisted living for nothing, right? That's not like a last resort. So all of a sudden you're starting to see, well, okay, well, now I know how to really speak to this person. I know what some of their fears are, what their concerns are, how to best help them, what to try and navigate them away from. So that's very important. And then, so here you go. Are you aware, just Ms. Jones, let me ask you this question. I mean, are you genuinely aware just how serious the slip and fall risk at home is for seniors? A lot of them are going to say, yeah, I'm aware. I'm aware. I know it's bad. I know, right? So the way that is worded is in a way to say, to kind of suggest that they should know, right? So, are you aware just how serious the slip and fall risks at home, is for seniors? Yes, I am, or maybe not. Whatever the answer is, you're getting your information, right? And so let me ask you this, Ms. Jones: Have you personally had any slip or falls at all? Yes, you have. Okay, how many? Okay, or how long ago, right? So those are some follow-up questions. So you don't fit them all up on this page, guys, but you can follow up and dig a little bit deeper, right? And then if they didn't have a fall, then you say, well, now you suggest, instead of saying any close calls, say, now I know you had a few safe close calls, getting in and out of a tub or whatever, tell me about that, right? Now all of a sudden it puts their mind there and they're, oh yeah, you know what? I did. I almost slip out of my tub every time I get out of that thing, right? Okay, great. So, and then here's another suggestive statement, but it's a powerful one. And so, okay, Ms. Jones, and like everyone else, so she's had a couple falls, she's a 10, she's not wanting to leave that house for nothing, and they're gonna have to drag her out. She is aware of the falls. That's why she's calling. That's why she's talking with us today, she said. And then like everyone else, Ms. Jones, do you worry when you're in your wet, slippery bathroom? Oh, yes, I do. Oh my gosh, right? I got grab bars everywhere and all this stuff because it's so slippery, right? And so again, that question is designed for them to acknowledge it. Yeah, they are very aware that their bathroom area is slippery. Their floors are slippery, their tub surfaces are slippery, all that. And they're wet, and they're dangerous, right? Then you can ask Mrs. Jones, okay, do you live all alone? Are you by yourself? Yes, I am. Or no, I'm not, right? But if they are, what does that tell you? That tells you if they go down, there's literally no one there. What is the game plan, right? And so we ask a question like that. These are important things that you need to be able to help them understand as well. Like I said, that's your duty. That is your responsibility to help them understand this stuff. Ms. Jones, let me ask you this question too. It says, what concerns you most? What is the most concerning to you about slipping and falling? What concerns you most about that? You never know what you're going to get an answer on that. You might get something way wild and say, well, to be honest with you, it's being put into a home, or it's having become a burden to my children, right? Or it could be superficial. It could be, oh, getting a bump on my head, or it could be walking around with a black eye, right? Whatever it is, but you're going to get some ranges on there, okay? But that's a powerful thing, because now you're trying to see what it is that they really are concerned about. What is it that concerns them about slipping and falling? Okay, your customer here, your client says her concern is having to leave this house and go to an assisted living facility. That is her worst nightmare, right? Okay. Well, we're gathering information here, right? It's going to help them buy. Ms. Jones, let me ask you this question. If you fall in your home tonight, what happens? And by that, I mean, what is your current emergency preparedness plan? Right? You're dead serious. What is their current emergency preparedness plan? And they're probably going to be something along those lines of, I really don't have one. I guess I'll try and call my daughter, or I'll try myself. Okay, that is the current emergency. That is the current emergency preparedness. Okay, all right, I'm writing that down. If fall, call daughter for help. Okay, or dial 911. Okay, great. Okay, fair enough. But now what do we do know? We know that she's going to have to be able to be conscious, not blacked out, right? And that she's going to have to be able to physically be able to get to either a telephone, or outside to scream to help for a neighbor. Be able to call her daughter. So there's all those variables right now that you can say, but based on her fall preparedness plan, which there is no preparedness plan there, and there's some real gaps, some real holes, and some real dangers. So why do you think you waited so long to look into a medical alert system? So Ms. Jones, so let me ask you this: why did you think you waited so long to finally look into a medical alert system, right? Guys, great question. Why do you think you waited so long to look into a medical alert system? Why now? Wow. First of all, you're suggesting that she's ready to buy now, right? Number two is why so long, right? Oh, it could be anything. Well, I just never really wanted to spend the money, or I just wasn't ready to accept it, right? So these are all variables, all different variables. And but that's very, very important. Why did you wait so long? I mean, you probably could have did this five years ago, and had many, many more peaceful sleep at nights, right? Yeah, I just really pushed it off. Okay, well, I'm glad. And then you could use a power statement, something like, well, I'm glad to see you're in a better place now and ready to really put safety as a first priority. I'm proud of you, and I'm sure your family's proud of you, Miss Jones. Like something like that, guys. That's good. That's important. Some people psychologically don't want to, if they, it's basically they feel like they're giving up. They're not strong anymore. And no, that's nothing with it. You're extra strong because you're mentally strong. You mentally understand the situation, and you're willing to do the right things to make the most of it. Okay, so here's another question. So we got that. Ms. Jones, many of our seniors tell us, they don't want to become, a burden to their kids. Kids always worry about you and worry if you fall, who's going to help, right? Our senior clients also tell us having a medical alert system gives them complete independence and puts everyone's mind at ease, yours and everyone who loves you. Does this make sense to you? Wow. Yes, it does. Yeah, no, it makes sense. It makes sense. My kids give me grief all the time since I had a fall last year, and they're always wondering, worrying, telling me, be careful, get grabbed, all this kind of stuff. All right. And so it says, does this make sense, Miss Jones? Can you understand why? Why it puts everybody's mind at ease, puts yours at ease, puts theirs at ease? Yeah, I can, right? And you really want to elicit these types of responses. And you can make suggestions. Suggestion is a powerful thing. And you can suggest, and with even head nods. You can't do that on a telephone call, guys. But on the virtual face-to-face, you can say, doesn't that make sense, Ms. Jones? Right? Nod, Can you understand why? Why they'd be so much more relaxed to know that if you did have a fall, something was there for you right away? Yeah. And you also told me too that becoming a burden for your kids is something that you genuinely fear. That was one of your other things. Instead of going to a nursing home, you do not want to be a burden on your kids. You want them to enjoy themselves and not be a burden. And I get that. And so that's why this is really a win-win solution, because it gives you that independence, takes the burden off of them, and that's important. So let me ask you this too, Ms. Jones, kind of the final question here on our client risk assessment. Do you have any grand or great-grandchildren? You might have just opened up a whole box of cookies right there, guys. So, of course I do. I got 10 grands, 13 kids. Okay, 13 grandkids, great. Well, let me ask you this question. What special milestones do they have coming up in the next few years that you want to make sure you are around to see and be a part of? This is huge, guys, because this is all about the will to live. The will to live. And the will to live is tremendous. If you have somebody that's older and they're like kind of done, and they're like, you know what, whenever it's time, right? Okay, that's one attitude. The real attitude, the great attitude, the attitude that really sees value in what we do is the attitude that says, yeah, I want to see, what milestones you have. Well, my great granddaughter, my oldest one, she's about to turn 22 and she's finishing college and she might be getting married in a couple of years. And I really want to be able to see her wedding. I mean, that would be one of my last wishes, to see her wedding. And then my youngest great grandchild, is going to have her baptism next year. I want to be able to see that. Awesome. So you want to find that out, guys. That's important because now there's a will. Now there's a reason to do something to keep you safe. Because when we go over the falls and the dangers on there, well, how are we going to get past this to get to that? Right? And that's when we plug in our solutions, because how are you going to do that? If you're by yourself at the house and you're having slip and falls, you're at risk, You want to go see all the wedding, you want to go see the baptism, the communion, all these things. Well, we have to get you there, right? You have to get you there. We're going to show you how to do that. Okay. So, and I'm just talking to you guys right now, but basically, so you can see, do you have any great children? What special milestones do they have coming up? So powerful stuff, guys. You're really tapping into the deep psychology of the human emotion and what gets people to do things, what motivates the people. People don't necessarily just buy things. They might not even do it for themselves. They might do it for their grandkids. You can't do, and here's a power close in a stalled close. Miss Jones, look, if you can't do it for yourself, maybe you got the name, maybe it was Molly. Molly's the young one baptism, and Jenna's the one that's getting married. Miss Jones, if you can't do it for yourself, do it for Jenna. Do it for Molly, so they can say they had their great grandma there. They had their great grandma there at their special moment. Do it for them, right? And all of a sudden, in the mind, it says, you know what? Yeah, I can't. I might not be willing to do something for myself, but I sure as heck am willing to do something for other people, for people I love. And if you position something like that, then it's a no-brainer. Yeah, you're right. Because you need to know the mind of people, the mind of humans, guys. Like, we always want to do and be helpful for other people. We always put ourselves last and we put other people first. If you're genuinely a good person, that's just how it is. And so with that, like I said, in this type of a scenario, yeah, you can use something like this. Say, well, listen, if something for you, I get that. But now we've got power in our clothes because we now know there's some things, there's will to live, there's events that she wants to go to, and also reasons for her to do this, right? More so of a reason for her to do it for other people than for herself, okay? And then another power close at the end would be if you knew that she had a fear of being a burden for the kids or whatever, and then let's just say she's like, well, I really need to talk to my kids about it. Well, guess what? There's another close for something like that too, where basically you're like, well, Mrs. Jones, listen, yes, you definitely talk to the kids, whatever you need, but you told me earlier that you really don't want to be a burden for them. And you mentioned, you were talking, I think, along the lines of, the slips and the falls and them having to be just worrying nonstop and have to really tend and stop their lifestyles. And that was one thing. But I'm going to tell you another thing for a lot of our folks is they don't want to have this be the financial, ask them, because for something like this, you're now asking them, financially, can they help with you and assist in something? No, the problem, that's a real burden, right? It's one thing to have the burden of, worry and stuff. It's also the financial burden. So, for a lot of our folks, it's no. If I'm going to do this, I don't want to pass the burden on to my kids or anything. I don't want them to have to worry about thinking they have to pay for this. I'm just going to do it for myself. And again, in something like that, remember this, guys, what are you doing? Now she's not necessarily buying it for herself. She's buying it so her kids don't have to buy it for her. Again, doing it for other people, right? So this type of a client doesn't have to do it for themselves. They can do it for other people. Now your kids don't have to go out and spend money on this. They can relax. They don't have to be fearful. They can sleep better at night, and they're also not going to have to financially talk and see how they're going to all come up together and have that stress, right? When they got a full house, they got kids running around, they got school, tuition, all this kind of stuff. When like you told me earlier, you've just been sitting enjoying retirement for 20 years. It shows all it is just just a quick stroke of the pen and you have safety, and we're going to try and get you to that graduation and get you to that baptism, right? So just things like that, guys. But this is a client risk assessment. Powerful. Go right down this line, get those answers, really work this information out, because now you have so much information about this particular person, strengths, weaknesses, fears, concerns, goals and will, and you can now talk to this person 10,000 times more powerful. If you didn't ask these questions and you went right into a presentation, you don't know where to point, right? So now you get the point, right? So basically, here is your medical alert, right? So Ms. Jones, so awesome. So now what I want to do is, I just did your risk assessment on here, and listen, there's no doubt you're high risk. You're 78 years old. You've had a couple falls. You do live by yourself. It's kind of off the charts. I mean, be honest with you, that is significant risk, right? You are in the high risk category. And it's just it's a blessing to think that you have not had anything more severe happen to this point, right? So that's a beautiful thing. But there's also probably a reason why we're here today talking, right? It's probably a reason why, you know, somehow you connected with me today, or we connect, you know, you connected with us. And, you know, I don't know, you know, what your beliefs are, Miss Jones, but, you know, I certainly do believe things happen for a reason sometimes in life. And so maybe today is the day where, you know, whatever your reason was for going to look for medical alert, you know, you did it, you finally did it. And so wherever that inspiration came from, you know, here we are and we're talking today. And so maybe this was really supposed to happen. So by the way, guys, using something like that too, about how, you know, things sometimes happen for a reason. That's powerful. That's beyond us, right? And so you can, if you kind of craft it in, just like I did there, that's a whole nother level of, you know, look, I don't know, you know what your beliefs are or whatnot, but, you know, the fact that, you know, you've had some falls and but whatnot, but we're here today. Something bugged you enough to get on the phone, and maybe it was outside of you that was bugging you, something outside that pushed you to say, no, Barbara, you need to go ahead and get some get in touch with those folks over there who do the medical work programs. And so boom, here we are. All right, now you're in here, guys. So Miss Jones, this is kind of the fun. This is the shopping, Miss Jones. This is where all of my folks pull out their purses and go crazy. Credit cards, checks, you name it. This is the time. I'm just kidding. So look, medical alert, personal emergency response systems, slip and fall buyer's guide. So we want to give you a full tour. Told you earlier. Again, that's a great way to. I told you earlier, moments ago. I want to give you a full tour of the market, and just like I said I would, here we go. Right? Again, you're just now actually reconfirming that you're doing exactly what you said you were doing, which builds even more credibility, right? Even more trust. So medical alert, personal emergency response systems, slip and fall buyer's guide. So look at this, Miss Jones. You know, you have in here, this is, Miss Jones, I want to take a look in here. What's the one thing you've seen the most on TV? What do you see all the time, right? The push, the help, I've fallen, I can't get up, and the little buttons, right? The push buttons, and oh yeah, that's what I see all the time. You know, my friend, okay, yes. So basically, here's kind of the most popular fall safety option, you know, in the homes, because it's just the most heavily marketed to. But here's the reality. I want to just be upfront with you. And here's the other thing too. If there's something that you want and we can't do, we will gladly point you in that direction so you can get the help that you need that works for you. So if there's something that's beyond us or whatever, we're going to point you in the right direction, regardless. We help enough families that we can do that. Okay, boom. By the way, that's a powerful thing. That's as powerful as like doing some of that disarming in the beginning in step 1 and 2, because what are you doing there? You're basically telling them, we'll send you wherever that's going to work for you. But here's where the setup is on that, because now I will say this, Ms. Jones, now we could offer, as our company, you know, our Floor Grip, we could offer you something like this, but we won't. We can't. You know, we will not do that. These are what we call plastic toys. You know, you get this big name given to a medical alert, but they're literally plastic toys, a lot of these things. This is the same technology they've had 30 years ago. There's some major big players, big businesses who make a lot of money because they haven't changed their equipment. They don't invest in new technology. And basically, there's still all these gaps and holes in the market with what this does. So basically, the push button, right? All right, sounds good. You have your little button, you push it, great, right? Well, here's the reality. These things are going to be the lowest price options, and you're going to see monthly rates of, you know, $30, $50, $60, $100, $150, whatever. The reality is, for a lot of people, what drives them nuts too, by the way, is it's never the same every month. So it's kind of like an AT&T service where the bill is always changing. You just never know what you're going to get. You know, oh, God forbid you have a couple slips. Well, you know, that's a bad month to begin with. Well, now you're going to get billed extra bills because, oh, they answered the phone to take your call to check on you. Like, oh my goodness. Well, yeah, that's how a lot of them work. So, you know, if you don't like the idea of fluctuating bills and monthly monitoring, stuff like that, well, then this is not really going to be something you're going to be happy with. Here you can see right over here, this is on the top, it says prevention, detection, intervention, and privacy. So those are the 4 main pillars of slip and fall safety for the home site, okay? And every one of these solutions is going to look and see we're going to look and see how do they address that, right? How do they rank with that? Well, first of all, push buttons, the plastic toy push buttons, they get a red. They literally fail miserably for prevention. They don't prevent anything, right? They don't prevent that slip in the bathroom. What they can help with is after you fall, to get help, right? And so they get a yellow. They don't get a white. The white is the best color. Yellow is kind of, they do some things right and then they fail miserably on other things. And detection and intervention, they get a yellow. Privacy though, they get a white in privacy, right? Again, no recording, no cameras, nothing, right? So they get a white in there, right? So good. So they're lacking though a little bit of detection and intervention, and then they fail miserably in prevention, right? So it's really not an all-in-one solution. And so still leaves you at incredible risk. But look at this. So I just want you to see the realities of what people see, okay? So you have a fall and now you need some help, right? So look at this. These are so many scenarios that we see. Oops, you forgot that cheaper beeper on the kitchen table, Miss Jones, right? You told me earlier that you're forgetting things, right? How's your memory? You're forgetting a little bit. And so basically, then it's to be expected that how are you going to remember where you put this thing all the time, right? So a lot of people forget them. They put them in the kitchen, they leave them in the bathroom, it's gone, right? Gone. And then here you have, so that's one scenario, right? Oops, the little battery died, right? Oops, the little battery died. And by the way, do you know when when people find out their battery's dead? When they go to use the service, right? They had a fall, they go to use it finally, and there's nothing. They're pushing their buttons, getting their thumb exercise. We'll use this, Miss Jones. Can you see that? That's what they're good for, strengthening the thumb. So when they're not responding, you're just building thumb muscle. That's good. So while part of you is injured, part of you is getting stronger, okay? So no, it's not funny. And here's the reality. Oops, you are out of its receiver range, right? So sometimes they're not very good with their receivers, and you go past a certain amount of distance in a bigger room, living room area, you don't get help. So that's a major problem. You're laying there on the floor and you can't get help. Oops, you got it wet. Oh my gosh, right? This happens all the time. People forget they have them on, right? Or they just keep them on in their neck to keep on good nature. I'm a good student. I don't take my stuff off. I'll always walk around with this. Okay, well, you did it so well that you took it into the shower with you and forgot. And now it's soaked and wet and ruined. Now you have to order a new one. And so that's a hassle beyond belief, by the way. Just like when the battery dies, right? When that battery dies, you got to find the right screwdriver. You got to go to the stores because you don't have one of those here. And when they open them up for you at the stores, and open up that battery, it's something that you've never seen before, right? You don't see that at a regular Walmart, right? You got to go hunt that battery down. So anytime of those incidents, you're weeks and weeks without having your alert button, right? Your plastic toy. And then, oops, you took it off to bathe. You fell and you can't reach it from the floor. This happens so often where you brought it into the bathroom, you put it right on your vanity, and then you go and take your shower, and then you slip. 8 out of 10 falls in the homes happen in the bathroom. Up to 90-something%, it's like 98% happen getting out of the tub. And that's where the falls happen. Significant falls and significant injuries because everything's hard in the bathroom. And so, either one of a couple things. You hit your head, you're unconscious and you blacked out. That's one option. Number two is you didn't black out, or if you did and you came back to, well, guess what? Your hip's broken and you can't move an inch. You're in excruciating pain. And it is impossible for you to get up and get over to that vanity and go push that button. It is not happening. And for so many seniors across this country, so many loved ones, they lie in pools of blood for hours and hope and pray a family member calls in and does a goodwill check on them. And for a lot of folks, it doesn't come. It does not come soon enough. And so that's a big deal. And so you can see here why all of a sudden, and look at this, you see this picture with the hand holding that? So if you fall and you had it right there in your hand, but you go unconscious, you can't push that button now. You get no help. You're literally alone by yourself and literally knocking on the other side door, right? I mean, that's how close it is, because that is not going to work for you. If you're unconscious, it does not work. And so these are just a few of the variables of the holes in the bucket of where, it's for a lot of our folks to go after they realize this stuff. They're like, you know what, Chris? No way. That makes no sense. I never even thought about that. And so you can see here, cheap kills, you want to avoid at all costs. Like I said, we could absolutely be on the phone and say, oh, Ms. Jones, we want to sell you one of those plastic toys that you see on TV. We will not do it. We cannot do it. We have to maintain a certain amount of integrity, and we have to be able to sleep at night and lay our heads down and know that we are giving you something that is absolutely the best technology and capability available to keep you safe and your family safe, so you can go see your granddaughter's wedding and your great granddaughter's wedding and baptisms and all that. I want you to look down here at this picture right here at the bottom, Ms. Jones. This is going to kind of sum it all up. True story. Now, look, I'll say it for myself, but if you want to use the story for yourself, you say, Ms. Jones, our company was actually founded specifically because, the owner's grandmother had a slip and fall, and she had one of these, quote unquote medical alert devices, but that's why he'll call them plastic toys all the time. He's so mad with them, so angry with them, and basically this is what happened. She was in her living room. If you look on this picture over here by the main living room, you see the little push button on the table. That's where her plastic toy button was, and that's where her phone was. Her bathroom's on the other side of the house. She was in there. She, just like everybody else, doing her bath shower, she slipped getting out, nailed her head. I mean, just nailed it on the floor. Went unconscious, blacked out, finally came to, blood's all over. And she had no help, screaming for help, nobody. And this is kind of the journey here that she had to travel. So basically, she had to travel. It took her almost 2.5 hours to make it from her bathroom, crawling, just like you would imagine. The way she described the story was, like a you hear about like crawling like trenches, like military, like a Vietnam veteran or something, like crawling through the trenches. Like to hear your own grandmother have to do that is devastating to hear it. I mean, I can't imagine what it felt like, but to hear it, to feel it is terrible. You feel so worthless not being able to have solved that problem soon enough. And so basically, she had to crawl all through the bathroom here, all through the living room, through the halls, all the way through into the main living area, and then to get to that phone and alert, and then have to go to the hospital. And basically, you know how the story goes on that. So, but basically, that is why we cannot sell these to you. We cannot do it. And so, like I said, but we want you to know about them to be safe. Because at the end of the days, if you did nothing today with us, then at least we made you a little bit more informed about some things that maybe you shouldn't do. Okay, so you see here the big warning, buyer beware, but we just want to point that out to you so you're fully aware of it. Okay. Now I want to point this out to you, Ms. Jones. So, the average cost, so the financial cost of a fall. So, yes, Ms. Jones. So yes, Ms. Jones. Medical alert, slip and fall safety programs in the home. Yes, they have their costs. But you know what else has their costs? Falls with breaks, right? And so you're doing a price condition, guys. You're all saying, yes, you know what has falls? Slip and fall programs. They have their costs. But you know what else has a cost? An even bigger cost is falls, right? And so look at this, Ms. Jones. The average starting medical bills for a few days stay at the hospital for a fall injury is over $35,000. That's literally for a few days at the hospital, right? Holy smokes. Add surgery, rehabilitation, physical therapy, and pain medications, and the financial costs for a fall with a significant break can easily exceed $100,000 and oftentimes will exceed $250,000 in medical bills, right? I mean, and they'll tell you, oh yeah, I've had oh my gosh, it's incredible, right? And so the reality is, which I'm sure you can agree with, Ms. Jones, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Oh yeah, I agree with you, Chris. If we can prevent that fall, by the way, if we can prevent the fall from happening, I mean, it's one thing to talk about getting you help after you fall, but if we can help prevent that slip and fall, wow, right? I mean, now you're really talking, right? Would you agree that prevention is, the most important thing as far as in the slip and fall, right? If you can prevent that fall and not have that injury, not have that pain, not have those bills, that's exactly what we think. And that's why I'm going to show you something that you're going to be really impressed with. But look at this. The threat to you is real. This is a real threat. And here again, the golden key to slip and fall prevention, to slip and fall safety is prevention, right? Getting ahead of this before it happens. Falls are the #1 killer of older adults. 1 in 3 seniors have a slip and fall every year. 25,000 seniors die annually from slip and falls. 300,000 senior fractures hips, they fracture their hips annually from their falls, right? 300,000. And 8 in 10 of these falls are slips, and they're happening in the bathroom. So, I mean, that tells you alone where should most of at least the immediate attention go right away. The bathroom, right? That is the war zone, Miss Jones, for our seniors. It is the absolute war zone that wreaks havoc on our community of seniors. And so, but we're fighting back, and we have a solution that is absolutely kicking its butt. Pardon my language. So let me show you here. So since the bathroom is the most dangerous area, there's products and services out there that help solve that problem, right? You know, we'll start with this. Maybe you've seen it on television. You ever seen the walk-in tubs on television? You know, the tubs with the TV. You see Terry Bradshaw on TV, you know, waving, and he's in his tub with a door. And well, yeah, those walk-in tubs, right? They'll tell you, oh, I've always wondered, they must be pretty expensive. Yes, well, they are what they are. Walk-in tubs, typically turnkey installed in the home. When you take the tub, and because they got to do walls, sometimes they got to open the doors, they got to do electrical stuff, unforeseen issues. $20,000 to $30,000 today is very, very accurate price points for having these types of systems put in the house, right? So you can see here, you got a Lowe's at $19,000, Home Depot, price leader at $18,000. By the way, add tax for that, guys. I mean, your taxes put you over $20,000. This walk-in tub company, $23,000 and change, and $19,000. But again, add to that, Miss Jones, taking the doorways out to get it into your house. Adding new waterproof walls behind your walk-in tub. Like once you do all that and you add your tax on it, you're close to $30,000 a lot of times. So look at this. So now they have their place. They're really good as far as, safe, as far as the scoring chart above, it gets a yellow in prevention because they're really good for if you're in the tub and no slip in the walk-in tub. But, what happens when you're in your bathroom and you're just walking around on the tile? Well, that's where most falls happen anyway. Well, that walk-in tub's not going to do anything for you there, right? So it fails miserably in that category. But what about detection and intervention? Is it going to help if you fall? Is it going to help you? Is it going to call anybody? Is it going to notify anybody? Nope. But privacy gets a wipe, right? It's beautiful for privacy. It's just you and your bathroom area, right? So you can't knock it for that. But the reality is, you spend up to $30,000 for a tub with a door, and you get about 4 square feet of bathroom slip protection. That's it. And no fall protection or intervention or detection or anything like that. What about the other 2,500 square feet of your house? That's 4 square feet. 30,000, 4 square feet. Okay. But a lot of seniors do that. Now, guys, throw in social conforming. A lot of seniors do it. They love it. They do it. They're trying to make their bathrooms a little bit safer because they're slipping all over the place. And that's an option. Now, we're going to show you a solution that a lot of our folks said, oh my gosh, had I known that was available, I so would have did that. I wouldn't have spent that $30,000 on my tub. I'd have did what you guys were showing me. So we're going to show you that too, okay? Now look at this. This is another option. This is a home fall safety option for indoor security camera equipment and monitoring equipment, right? Basically, these are big kind of industrial grade looking setups. They're not pretty on the eyes. They're pretty much an eyesore, but they run anywhere between $25,000 to $40,000 on some decent, nice ones. And the security cameras are good for fall detection. See up on the top on the scoring chart. So prevention, they fail. There's nothing they do to prevent that slip in that house, right? Detection and intervention, wonderful. All white score, perfect score. If you have a fall, yes, it will know because it is watching you, right? It has cameras, right? Videos, recordings, you name it. And you might not be comfortable with that. And I don't blame you, but it is watching, so it is good for that. However, privacy, look at privacy. It fails miserably at privacy. Fails more miserably than anything else for privacy, right? Nobody wants to have cameras in their home. So look at this. Security cameras are good for fall detection, but you must be willing to give up your privacy. After all, those are cameras watching you in your bathroom. All right? Now it's oh, they're not going to watch me in my bathroom. It's not him. No, it's not. But then the reality is you're not going to have that protection either in the house. So it's a catch-22. But what do you do, right? But again, just wanted you to see that, these indoor security camera equipment, $25,000 to $40,000. But the reality is, what you're saying is, it's ugly, but you also don't like the idea of being recorded all the time and watched. Like that's a no-no for you, right? Okay, no, it's not. It's a no-no, right? Boom. By the way, you can eliminate each option, guys. So I probably should have did that on the first slide. But again, I'm kind of doing this in like a teaching manner, so I'm kind of going a little bit different pace and stuff. With the walk-in tubs, you can then kind of isolate, because if you, when asking all those intelligent questions, the intel questions on the risk assessment, maybe she had said something like that, she's concerned that she slipped in her living room and in her kitchen and so in the bathroom, right? So it's like, well, that walk-in tub might help you from a slip in that little spot, but it's not going to help you. What happens when you do fall again in the living room or in the bedroom, right? It's not going to do anything for you, right? So it's probably not the right solution, right? Unless you're spending, $30,000 plus more to get stuff done. But if not, then it's not doing what you need it to do. You could agree with that, right? Boom, right? So you killed that one. So you killed this one, the security cameras, right? Here's another option, Ms. Jones. Now this one's a little bit more invasive. This one's more kind of giving up a little bit more of your personal space. But a lot of folks have this at the house, but they get to a point where they're just too concerned of slipping in the bathroom areas and worried. And there's home health service. Home health service though is not cheap. It's $45,000 to $55,000 a year. And guys, when you're talking price, you have to be just so matter of fact. I mean, that's what this is. I mean, it's not like it's $45,000 to $55,000 a year over 2 years. That's well over $100,000. And that's, look on Google. Ms. Jones, this is Google, the big Google company, right? This is 2013 cost was $44,479. So that was, a long time ago. And so you take into account inflation, and it's well over 50 grand now, and basically well over $100,000 in just 2 years of service. So if you are going to go see your great granddaughter a wedding in 2 or 3 years, then that means you better be willing to invest. If you're going this route, $150,000. I don't think you want to do that, right? Right. No, and you also said you don't want anybody living in your house, right? No, right? So here you can see on the chart, prevention, it gets a yellow on prevention, so it's kind of a middle ground. Why? Because, well, if you have a fall, maybe your caretaker is nearby and she can kind of quickly run and catch you or something, but you also might be in your bathroom and you slip on your tiles when she's cooking in the dinner. She didn't get you, so you got hurt. So you slipped. So they kind of fail in that category. But detection and intervention, yeah, we give them whites on that because that's good, right there. She's going to be able to hear you scream in pain or hear the thud when your body hits the ground. And so it does get whites on detection and intervention, but it does fail pretty miserably in privacy because you've been living at your own home. It's you. Now all of a sudden you got to have somebody else come staying at your house, watching you all the time, stealing your good seat in your couch, fighting you over the clicker on what channel to watch. I mean, these are real things. And so you don't want that, right? Like you said, you are very independent, right? And they're going to tell you, no, I don't want any of that. I don't want that, right? No. So you would agree that this really isn't an option that you want to do. As far as maintaining independence, this is not the way to go, because this would, in your mind, be like giving up some of that independence. Am I correct? Yes, Chris. Right? Okay, cool. So you said that. Okay. And here's another option, Ms. Jones, on the market as far as slip and fall protection go, and what options are. This is assisted living, right? It's a non-home fall safety option, right? This one is fine. This is the last stand where, it gets to a point where, everybody's bugging you, all family and friends are bugging you. You had a couple slips, but they're so concerned that you're in that house, you're by yourself. They don't know when you're falling or when you're hurt. And it's driving everybody crazy, and they can't even calm down and relax because they're just so worried. And so what happens is sometimes they're bugging you enough to where you can see it, and you know what? Okay, I'll just go live at a facility, right? Like, what? No, like you said, you love your house. You love, that is you. That's your memories. That's your pictures. That's your spirits. That's where you live. That's where you will live, and that's where you will die. And so, and for a lot of people, once they accept going this route, they don't last that long, right? Because they don't have the will to live anymore. They've given up, right? And so what we're trying to do here is we don't want you to break that will. Let's keep that will alive. Let's keep that will alive. But assisted living is very costly, right? It's $40,000 to $70,000 per year. And then that's per year. Per month, anywhere from $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month, depending on what state you live in. Cheapest state, $40,000 a year, is Louisiana, right? A lot of the regular states, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000. That is a lot. And then you're not even at your home anymore, right? You're paying $70,000 a year now to be in somebody else's group home, and to lose all this where you're at right now, just what you're so familiar with, and that's taken away from you, and you don't even, you're spending this type of money now. So you're spending money one way or the other. So the reality is, when we talk with our folks with this, one way or the other, it's going to cost you, right? You have to do something at this stage, which we can both agree. If you don't do this prevention and get yourself set up and give peace of mind so your kids can relax and know that you're safe in this home, if you don't do that, then the other thing's going to happen, right? Then the other option is that, to start pesting you enough to where everybody's so worried, so concerned, you didn't do anything in this house, you're slipping in that bathroom, and then it's, you know what, fine, it's time. I've had enough, I'm leaving this house, right? But then what happens? You don't get to go where you want to go. Your goal is to see your beautiful great grandkids and see their milestones. See as many as you can and be there for them, because you owe it to them. You told me that, right? You said you owe it to them to be there for them, and you're willing to do whatever it takes. And this is whatever it takes. This doesn't have to be the option. I just want you to see that is a cost. That is what a lot of people do. If they're having a lot of slips and falls in that house, and they don't have anybody that can help them or nearby, that's kind of the last straw. And so here you can kind of see, and based on everything you told me, like, none of those options do it all. They don't really serve what your need is. Your need is, you want to stay in that house. You want to, pacify your kids so they can relax and they be calm and know that you've got help if you need it. But that also gives you the complete independence to be in your home, complete privacy. And so I want to stay in my home, right? And, I also want peace of mind. I want autonomy, independence, my privacy. I want slip safety. I want affordability and help if I fall and hurt. Like, is that too much to ask? Well, Ms. Jones, no, it's not. We don't think it is. We think it's exactly what you should ask for. We think it's exactly what you should ask for. And here's the thing, and this is, a lot of people scratch their head and say, at this point, does such a medical slip and fall home solution exist? And if so, it's probably priced well over $50,000 based on all these other costs. I mean, that makes sense. It makes sense. But we wouldn't be this excited to be talking with you today. We wouldn't wake up every single day excited to talk with a person just like you, seniors just like you, that have a need, that want to stay home, and knowing that we have something that is absolutely going to enhance your life and your quality of life, work inside your budget. So here it is. Wait for it, Miss Jones. Here's the drum roll, right? The big who and what we are and what we've done and why we're changing the industry forever. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. I want to introduce you to Guardian Angel, America's #1 slip and fall safety program powered by FloorGrip. Okay, Ms. Jones, you see right up there on the top, as seen on TV, right? So this is, okay, it's on TV, right? This is the big thing. This is what everybody's going towards. And this is why you need to do this too. Well, let's go ahead and jump right on in here. Let's get started with this. We started by talking about the very beginning, how nobody wants to have those toy buttons. Nobody wants to wear those things. They can rub your neck raw, and everybody forgets them. And so this is what we talked about right on TV. You recognize these ladies, don't you? Let's see. See, just like we were talking about, right? People don't want to wear that stuff because part of it is with memory and forgetfulness. And so that's not really an option, right? That's not really an option. So we're going to get out of that, right? So here's what we do, Miss Jones. Take a look at this. This is literally a full, let's just pretend this is your house right here. This is all 2,000 square feet of your house. Guardian Angels. First of all, you see those beautiful little wings in every single one of those rooms? That is your Guardian Angel. You are literally going to have Guardian Angels with you now, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, ready to be there for you. We do a full scope service. This is the only all-in-one medical alert program in the country that handles everything, front to back, prevention, detection, intervention, and privacy. Oh, and by the way, some additional things like preparation, installation, and protection, which we're going to cover that right here. But I want you to see this. Let's take a look at this. So here's the scenario. First of all, you saw this slide earlier. You saw this red line, right? That was the line where Nana had to go ahead and crawl all the way through her floor to get to that little medical alert button, that little push button, right? Which we now, you can fully agree with me. You do nothing, it ain't going to be with that though, right? If you do something, it's not happening. You're not doing that, right? Fair enough. Good. So let me show you what everybody's doing now. This is basically the way to go. So prevention. First of all, what was the area, Miss Jones? You know, you might test them. What was the area that we said was the most dangerous in the house where most slips happen? That's right, the bathroom, without a doubt. That's why we have this big heart wrapped around your bathroom, because that is going to get all of our attention. That's got all the safety built right into it. So let's look in here. First and foremost, what do? So here we go. You go ahead and have a slip and fall inside of that bathroom. We're going to go ahead and show you this. Look at this. Or anywhere in the house. Look. Wow. So Mrs. Jones, can you see what we're doing? We have beautiful, discrete, automatic fall detectors. We put them up in so all your rooms have them, your living room, your kitchen. There's no cameras whatsoever. It's 100% privacy, okay? 100% privacy. There's no recording. There's nothing. All they do is they push out a little echo, and basically it'll detect it. It can feel basically if there's a body mass vibration, blocking vibration, then it can, and we'll know if there's your body's on the floor. And here's the thing, if you have a fall anywhere in this house, anywhere in your house, you don't need to be wearing anything at all, right? If you fall right over here in this kitchen, let's look over here together. You see this kitchen? Let's say you have a fall, you hit the table and you trip. Can't reach anything, you can't move, you broke your hip, you're in excruciating pain. Guess what? You're about to get helped. Because look at this. Let's click right here in the kitchen. So you're lying there on the floor, rather than the alternative, you sitting there for 8-10 hours overnight, praying that somebody's going to come and goodwill call you and find out, say, or neighbor come and say, we haven't seen her. Well, here's what will happen. Our automatic fall scanning system will absolutely recognize and pick it up and say, you know what? Something's on the floor. We're going to call in. And basically, within 2 minutes, Miss Jones, within 2 minutes, we talk about, first of all, the golden hour. And I don't know if I went into this with you or not, but the golden hour, how are you familiar with this? It is medical terminology where when a traumatic incident happens, if you do not get medical assistance within 60 minutes, the chances of you getting back to normal are very, very slim, or recovering are very, very slim. If you can get help inside that golden hour, then your chances are significant. For seniors, 90% of seniors that get help inside of that golden hour after a traumatic injury, 90% make it back to the house, okay? So that's why it's key to get help fast. If you do fall, get help fast. So we don't measure in terms of the golden hour, right? Well, some people measure in terms of hours, right? Okay, 6 hours, I'll wait. No, that's not gonna work. Golden hour, that's one thing, but we don't even do that. We do golden minutes, right? Within 2 minutes, we are detecting that the fall happened, and we are able to intercom right on in, just intercom in and say, hey, Mrs. Jones, this is Chris with Guardian Angel. We were alerted that you may have had a fall. Is everything okay? And literally lying down from where you are there on that floor, all you have to say is, I had a big fall. I can't move. Can you help me? Yes, ma'am. And guess what? When we come out and we install this in your house, we have built a blueprint, an emergency preparedness plan with you. So we know exactly what to do in this situation. We're going to ask you, Ms. Jones, do you want us to call 911 right now? Or do you prefer that we call one of your people in your circle of trust, your daughter, Kathy, or your son, Michael? Do you have a preference? Yeah, I don't think I'm ready to do 911. I think I'm okay. I'd rather you call my daughter right now. Can you call Kat, right? And you're flustered. You got to remember that you're flustered when you have these incidents, right? And so you're not going to know the numbers anyway to dial out. So we're going to, Ms. Jones, stand by. We're going to call your daughter right now and get her on the phone, right? And then boom, she is able to come out to that house and help you and save your life. I mean, can you see how powerful this is, Miss Jones? And can you see why this gives not just you peace of mind, but your children peace of mind, knowing that they know mom is safe at their home? Yeah, yeah, it does. I mean, let's look over here. Let's go back to the house, the blueprint. So let's fly over here. Let's fly over to right here in the bedroom. Here's your master bedroom over here on the right. You have a fall. You already had one fall in there. Now this wasn't here. Imagine if this was in that room when you had that fall. Look at this. Look at this. It's going to scan it. It's just a scanner. Look at that. It'll literally just detect you laying there on the floor, and then it's going to notify us. And in 2 minutes, we're going to call in and say, Mrs. Jones, this is Kathy with Guardian Angel. How are you doing? We were alerted you were in a fall. Is everything okay? Right? Boom. That's it. Let's see. Oh, Miss Jones, you could play. You could joke around with it too. You could joke around with it. Miss Jones, if you get tired once in a while, you want to get some, you use this as for communication. Just lay down on the floor and have us call you. You can say, "Oh, hey, James, how you doing?" Miss Kathy, did you have a fall today, or are you just looking to chat? Right? So no, don't do that. But basically, look over here. So you're kind of back in here. You're kind of really giving them the experience of scenarios, right? And so, and look, you have a fall over here. If you're inside of if they got stairs on the house. Well, there is a slide here that inside of this is the Swiss page, guys. We call it the Swiss Army knife page because it's just got so much goodness. This is your cell page, right? So look on here. So Ms. Jones, you have a fall. You going up those stairs. You're 2-story, so you're still going up them. Oh, sorry, guys. We'll have to put that link. Looks like my hot link is not set up on that, so we'll get that hot link back on there. But basically, you'll be able to click right there on the link and be able to open up for the stairs and have it showing the stairs. But here it is, Ms. Jones. So prevention. Prevention is number one, right? Well, what are we going to do about prevention? Where do most of these falls, the slips happen, Ms. Jones? 8 and 10 of them, where do they happen? In the bathroom, right? This is where the game changes. So not only are we going to put automatic detectors throughout the whole home for you, again, all privacy, no cameras, no recording, no nothing. We are going to help stop the fall from happening in the first place. I want you to take a look at this. In your bathroom, that's why our company is called Floor Grip. Yes, our program is Guardian Angel, but we named our company Floor Grip because prevention is the most important thing in slip and fall safety. And that's why we call ourselves Floor Grip. And that's why when we come into your home and set this up, Ms. Jones, we're going to go ahead and put in your bathroom our slip and fall proprietary non-slip floor grip. In that, you told me that tile is so slippery. We're going to put it all inside of your tile, right on top of your tile. You don't have to change anything. Go right over your tile and right into your slippery bathtub or your shower that you have inside of there. And it can help increase the friction by up to 500%. So you will stick like a frog or a lizard on the window. You ever seen those frogs windows on a window where their hands just stick like this? That's going to be you. So let me show you what we've done. So starting in your bathroom space, let's move this here. So starting in your bathroom space, some current slide. Let me get this back up, guys. So starting in your bathroom space, look at this. Here's how this is going to work. All right, Miss Jones, look at this. You cannot look at this. We're going to show you that. I want you to see this. Look at that young lady's face right there. She is literally touching the bathroom tiles as they regularly are, wet and slippery. And then with our proprietary floor grip, the same floor grip that we're going to put right into your bathroom, and look at her face. Her jaw literally drops. And that is the reaction of everybody that feels and does this and that puts it on their bathroom. You are literally going to feel so much more confident and peace of mind getting in and out in your bath area. Let me show you this. Let's give you another visual. Again, very slippery those bathroom floors are. That's non-treated. This is with floor grip. Isn't that unbelievable? So it's wild. I mean, wild. That is absolutely wild. And yes, your feet will stick just like that. And you can see it doesn't do any change to your floor surface or anything like that. You don't have to get new floors or anything. We're just going to go right on top of it and apply our special proprietary floor grip. And so this is a huge, huge game changer in the slip and fall program industry. I mean, this is huge. Would you not agree? Yes, it is, Chris. And then look over here. So, okay, you see the live demos, the lady getting excited. You see this, prosthetic foot sliding up and down and then not sliding. But what does that mean for you? And ultimately what that means for you is at night, maybe you haven't used your bath or shower in years because you're scared of slipping when you get out. Well, now you can. You can relax. And we want to give you peace of mind. And that's what you're going to get. Peace of mind and confidence. It's hard to put a price on that, isn't it? Very, very hard. That's what we're going to give you. And so you could see we have your whole bathroom. That's why the heart. So we turn the war zone in the house into the heart of the home. Okay, Ms. Jones, I'm going to say that again. We turn the war zone in the house, the greatest threat to you, and we turn it into the heart of your home. Okay, so not only do we have our slip detect, so if you do have a fall in that bathroom, now listen, because you can't, we can really help with slip prevention, but God forbid if you can fall, your blood pressure drops, or you have a stroke, God forbid, or whatever, you never know, or you trip over something. Well, guess what? If you do have that fall, then we're going into detection and intervention mode, right? And so no matter what, here's the thing, prevention first. So this is where most of falls happen in the bathroom. We're going to prevent those slips, as many of them from happening as possible, right? So then you don't maybe need those injuries. If you do have that slip or fall, whether it's in that bathroom or anywhere else in this house, we're talking the living room, the kitchen, the bedroom, the bathroom, stairwells, right? Everywhere, all of your home, all living area of your home. We're going to make sure that we have our guardian angels there for you if you need them. So if you fall within 2 minutes, we will be notified. We will just call in, Mrs. Jones, this is Chris with Guardian Angel. We were alerted you might have had a fall. Is everything okay? And maybe this time you actually hit your head so bad because you fell in the living room area and you're unconscious. And guess what? If we don't hear anything because you are unconscious, we're going to go ahead and go into action mode and try and save your life. We're going to call 911 and we're going to have the medical services coming out to your home and help save your life so you can see and be there for your great grandkids, for the wedding, for the baptism. Isn't that what you want? It is what you want. And this is how we get you there. This is how we get you there, because statistics say this house, we got to pretend this is your house that you're looking at. This is where there's a lot of obstacles you have to get past. And you have to get past the obstacle of not letting a slip and fall get the best of you, right? No, we want to get the best of it. And that's what we're doing. Prevention, detection, intervention, 100% privacy. Isn't this fantastic? Ms. Jones, if you took money off the table, you can see it's on television, national television, you got the TV hosts that are talking about this thing and everybody's doing it. And, but if money was all the same and it's definitely affordable, would you agree that 100% this is an absolute winner, would be the perfect solution to put in your house? It would be, right? Yes. Good, strong clothes, guys. Ask for that. And the other couple things, Ms. Jones, preparation. So we talked about prevention with our proprietary floor grip that we do in the home. We do the detection, right? And we put our guardian angel systems throughout the house, intervention. And the other thing too, Ms. Jones, I want to bring this, you're just asking me this question. You said, well, what happens if I have a fall at 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning? Will you guys answer then? Yeah, we will, Ms. Jones. So, as part of our service, we make sure we have telephone staff with trained professionals that are always available, ready. Guardian angels, we don't sleep. I hope you sleep, Ms. Jones. We do not. So now you're not alone. Now you're not alone anymore. You have the entire team of Floor Grip, the Guardian Angels, there when you need us. So you can sleep better at night. Your family, your children can sleep better at night. They don't have to worry anymore. Everybody wins. And then you can go make it to those milestones with your great grandkids and your grandchildren that you want to get past. We got to make it through this obstacle. How are we going to do it? How are we going to do it? This is how we do it. With prevention, right? We attack the number one spot in the home that is the biggest threat to you. That is the bathroom, right? So where all the slips happen, we're going to put our floor grip right inside of there. We're going to make everything very, very grippy, right? So when you step and you walk inside of there, you do not slip. You feel very comfortable, very confident. And that's number one most important. Number two is detection and intervention. So we're going to put our guardian angel systems throughout the whole house, living room, kitchen, bedroom, bathroom, everywhere you go. We will make sure we have guardian angels available. So if you do fall, within 2 minutes, we're going to be able to intervene on your behalf and check in on you. I mean, being able to have an extra 2 years of life to be able to see your daughter's wedding, your great granddaughter's wedding, and your granddaughter's baptism. I mean, what is that? That's got to be worth money. You'd spend $50,000 to be able to do that, right? You would. Of course you would. Of course you would. Privacy, like I said, everybody loves this. There's no camera. There's no recording. This is absolutely groundbreaking. It just uses a radio frequency, literally, with an echo vibration, and that's it. And it just will do a little pan zoom. Yeah, no camera, no nothing, but it takes the echo back, and it can dictate. It can basically listen to see if there's something blocking its echo, and if it does, we're going to get notified within 2 minutes. And so the other thing too is preparation. So something that we do, which is very important, is preparation. One of the questions I asked you earlier when we were doing our risk assessment was, what is your emergency preparedness plan? What does it look like? Well, you're going to have one now. And what that looks like is, in the event of a slip and fall, who do you want to be notified first? Do you want it to come to us first, or do you want it to go to your daughter first? You can have it go. Some people want to have their children go first, and take the call, and that's okay. Some of our seniors don't want that. They don't want to get everybody concerned if they don't have to. So then they'll just have it come to us. But we're always going to be on there. We can give you up to a few different options as far as maybe your daughter and then your son and then floor grip, the guardian angel team, right? So if they don't pick up for whatever reason, we will. So you can do it whatever your preference is. So when we come out and we get this whole program set up in your home, top to bottom, that's part of the blueprint that we're going to build out with you. And we're going to have that ready to go. Because remember, when you're in the fall and you are in traumatic injury, you're not thinking clearly, right? And so names, phone numbers, you're not going to really be able to know that stuff, or not expected to, and unlikely to. And so we need to make sure we do that on the front end. So remember, prevention is everything. Prevention, and preparedness. And so we have full preparedness. The other thing is installation, right? Ms. Jones, there's nothing you're going to have to do with this. Literally within, a half of a day, literally, it's not going to take 2 or 3 weeks to do this. We need 1/2 of a day, 1 day. We just say 1 day to have our team come out here to your home, certified professionals, right? Insured, licensed, you name it. But our teams come out here, and we will have this whole setup, your guardian angel system set up with your floor grip in your bathroom space, having the full slip and fall safety program in your home, done in a day. So there's no interruption. There's no interruption and no excuses not to do it. You must admit that's exciting to know that it would only take 1 day to have this whole thing done for you, right? Yes. And now we're going to do it for you. We're going to do the setup, the testing, the configuration, make sure each room is scanned correctly. Everything's set up and ready to go. We do that. I know you don't want to deal with that, right? We're going to do that for you. And then finally, protection, which makes this whole thing circular, 360 degrees, full scope, absolutely highest value program in the United States of America in the medical alert slip and fall safety industry, bar none. And so with protection, what we mean by that is financial protection, your lifetime warranty. Your whole program, Ms. Jones, the whole program, you will never pay anything after your upfront purchase. This is a one and done setup, and it is guaranteed for life. The life that you're in that house, the entire program, our Guardian Angel scanner systems, our direct call service to our 24/7, 365 Guardian Angel team, the floor grip in your bathroom, guaranteed for life. This entire setup is guaranteed for life, an unconditional warranty for that. So there's nothing cost-wise. So full protection and gives you peace of mind. Because one thing for my folks is, you're retired, right? You're not working anymore and you got a budget. And for a lot of my folks, they just don't want to have surprise costs later down the road. And so we've addressed that. And so we've made this to where all warranted for life, covered. There's nothing you have to worry about. Just say yes. Say yes to safety and say yes to going to see your granddaughter, your great-granddaughter's wedding in Boston. Say yes. Yes, awesome, great. Yes, I'm with you. I'm awesome. Okay. So other than price, though, if this could work inside of your budget, Ms. Jones, based on what you see here, this is absolutely the right thing for you. You would jump all, if this can work inside, but you jump all over this, right? You'd want this in your house. You agree you should have this in your house like tonight, right? Awesome. Well, this is the easy part. I'm going to show you what we've done here and what makes this so exciting. So first of all, let's do a quick recap just so you know. So we did a market option, all the market options, what were they out there, so what were the costs? So up to $30,000 for the walk-in tub, up to $40,000 for security monitors, up to $100,000 for home health for 2 years, up to $150,000 for assisted living for 2 years, up to $250,000 for fall injury costs, right? And then up to death with those risky toy buttons that you see on TV that we refuse and will not sell to anybody. We just will not do that. And so they can cause tremendous angst, injury and death. And so we don't do it, but that's pretty much the costliest solution. It's as expensive as $250,000 is death is the ultimate cost. So those are all the options, right? And so, and none of them answer all the issues of prevention, detection, privacy, preparedness, all those things. And so our solution does, right? And if none of those make the grade, and you're talking anywhere from $30,000 to $250,000, that's where you think it probably should be $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, something like that, right? Well, here's the reality. What about America's #1 slip and fall safety program? This is why it's so exciting, Ms. Jones. $35,000 program value with our special offer right now, just $20,000, $0 service fees for life. Once you do this today, get this set up, which you should have did a little while ago anyway, there's not a dollar afterwards. Not a service fee, not a monitoring fee, not a labor or parts fee, nothing. One time, $20,000, and you're going to be able to go see your great-granddaughter wedding. You're going to see your great-grandbaby's baptism, communion, and all your kids are going to be much more relaxed because they now know you have guardian angels in your home. So let me ask you this, Ms. Jones. How flexible are you for getting this installed next month? And then boom, guys, and now you're going into a close, right? So that you can do any assumptive close you want. I just wanted to go into that, right? So let me ask you. So I'm assuming a sale saying, what's going to be the best date for us to get this out? Ms. Jones, what's going to be the best date for us to get this out to your house? How's your schedule look next week? Right, boom, and then you're gonna go, and then again, boom, you might have to lay down and say, okay, Chris, I'm going to get my check. Amazing. It's literally, so it's only $20,000. There's no more. That's it. There's no surprise costs. None. That is it, and that is guaranteed for life. And like I said, that's your whole home. It's all your detection, your intervention, and guardian angels, and your slip prevention in the bathroom, and all of it. And then you get all the benefit. Now remember, guys, it's not about selling the product as much as it is selling the things that they gain with it, and or the fears or that they want to get away from. Like, so, but here it is. They want to see, in this case, she wants to see her great-granddaughter's wedding and wants to see the baptism. And so, $20,000 is the only thing that would keep you from enjoying those things. I mean, statistically. And so here we are. We're going to do, and unlike the walk-in tub, which is up to $30,000 for 4 square feet, you're going to have all 2,000 square feet of your house taken care of. So can you see why this is fast to become #1, Ms. Jones? Yes, right, boom. But anyway, guys, this is how you deliver it. So you see what we did. We did great tore the market, we presented, we built great value, we showed the costs of what things are truly are out there. And then here we are, extremely well positioned with a price there, right? Because all of a sudden, guess what? Hey, $35,000 doesn't look bad at all compared to all the other options. And we're not even asking for that. We're just doing a one-time $20,000 purchase. That's no more than a walk-in tub. That's less than the walk-in tubs, actually. And it's their entire home. And it's protection, detection, intervention, privacy, right? I mean, guys, it's everything. And so that's what's exciting. That's what's powerful. So once you bring it to this point, and if you follow along a process like that, then you are really set up to really go into a close now and work out some kind of an option to get some action going today and get them taken care of. Okay. So I just wanted to bring you through that, guys. Use this as a really good training video. Kind of go through it. And like I said, it's not necessarily the pace I would go through. I just wanted to really kind of interact with you, talk in between and share, but to really help you begin to navigate yourself through this professionally and in a way that is extremely endearing and that is powerful, and understand why. If you can understand why certain things are done or certain things are said, then you will use them as well, and you will reap the benefits, okay? And so end of the day is, guys, this is awesome. Like I said, you have a world-class program here. It's disruptive. It is absolutely going to be changing the industry, and you're going to be saving lives with this. So be proud of it. Believe in it. Just remember, these are people's loved ones, and people really do care about them. They don't want, they worry about them, they fear about them, and so this is right. It's the right thing to do, and it's an amazing thing to do because it's going to bring more. You focus on that golden hour, like we do. You're going to gain golden years, right? And that's a power statement. You can let them know too. So anyway, guys, enjoy, recap, and work on it, hone it, and go help some people be safer, and go take care of your family along the way, and providing goodness all around. All right, you take care, guys. I hope that was beneficial.